Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're watching from today. We have a very interesting, fun update that came out of the press conference with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Caine, General Caine. He spoke about the Iranian counterattack that they launched on Qatar after we bombed 3 nuclear facilities, and it is incredible. He's pulling the curtain back, shining a light on the true story of what happened, the heroes who stopped that attack, the heroes who blew those missiles out of the sky, as well as sending an incredible warning to America's enemies about our ability to study their targets for years and years and years. And then when the time comes, we are ready to strike. Before we get into all of that, please make sure to like and subscribe. Costs you guys nothing. It's 100% free. Really helps boost the channel. Please make sure you comment with your thoughts below. I'm trying to respond to as many comments as I can. Hit the bell. You'll see where you can turn on all notifications. Make sure all notifications are turned on. You won't miss a single video. You'll have the most up-to-date information on the internet. Now, let's get into it. So as we all know, the United States of America hit 3 different nuclear facilities at Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. 12 GBU-57 30,000-pound bunker busters were dropped on Fordo, 2 were dropped on Natanz, total of 7 B-2 and a total of 125 aircraft conducted the mission, and then cruise missiles from a U.S. submarine 400 miles away hit the target Isfahan. An incredible mission. I know there's been a lot of debate about the leaked report, but at the end of the day, all signs now point to Fordo being absolutely destroyed. The centrifuges are destroyed, and this was a great success. It was an incredible operation. In response to that, Iran fired ballistic missiles at our airbase in Qatar, and that resulted in a massive scramble from the United States to shoot those missiles down. Very little information has been revealed about the operation to stop the counterattack, to stop the retaliatory attack. Well, General Caine revealed information during his press conference on Thursday. I'm filming this on June 26th, about what happened, how those missiles were shot down, and the heroes who got the job done. This is an incredible story. It's a testament to American military power. Let's watch his comments right now.
First, on Monday, as the president has stated, on Monday morning, we began to receive indications and warnings that Iran intended to attack U.S. bases in the region. That morning, building on the work that CENTCOM Commander Eric Kurilla had done, and on the orders of the president, Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar and around the region, we assumed a minimum force posture. Most folks had moved off the base to extend the security perimeter out away from what we assessed might be a target zone, except for a very few Army soldiers at Al Udeid. At that point, only 2 Patriot batteries remained on base, roughly 44 American soldiers responsible for defending the entire base, to include CENTCOM's forward headquarters in the Middle East, an entire air base, and all the U.S. forces there. The oldest soldier was a 28-year-old captain. The youngest was a 21-year-old private who'd been in the military for less than 2 years. So let's put ourselves out there for a second. Imagine you're that young first lieutenant, you're 25 or 26 years old, and you've been assigned as the tactical director inside the command and control element. You, at that age, are the sole person responsible to defend this base. Listening next to you is your early warning operator, whose job is to notify you of imminent attack. There's 5 people inside a vehicle and 5 people outside of a vehicle around these, a total of, as I said, 44. By the way, you've sat in the Middle East for years, deployed over and over again, extended multiple times, always being prepared, but unsure of when that particular day will come that you must execute your mission and not fail at doing it. In this case, these Patriot crews were deployed from Korea and Japan as part of our U.S. forces there to ensure that we had the most capable missiles in the CENTCOM area of responsibility. As the day continues, you start to hear more and more chatter in the information space about a pending attack. And as the sun starts to set in the West, you get orders from your higher headquarters to make sure that your missile batteries are pointed to the north. There are just a few other teammates. It's hot, you're getting nervous, and you expect an attack. Outside of those Patriot vehicles, your hot crew, which is 1 NCO and 4 additional soldiers, turns a key and relinquishes control of those missiles to that young lieutenant inside the vehicle, and you wait. You know that you're going to have approximately 2 minutes, 120 seconds to either succeed or fail. And then at approximately 12:30 p.m. on Monday, that's 7:30 p.m. in Qatar, as the sun sets in the west, Iran attacks. As the targets were detected, round after round of Patriot missiles are ejected from their canisters by an initial launch charge. Then the main solid rocket motor ignites. You can feel this in your body if you've ever been around a Patriot taking a shot. And round after round goes out and guides against those missiles coming inbound. We believe that this is the largest single Patriot engagement in U.S. military history. And we were joined in this engagement by the Qatari Patriot crews. I'm not going to tell you how many rounds were shot, but it was a bunch because of classified purposes. And we're aware that there's reports of something getting through. What we do know is there was a lot of metal flying around. Between attacking missiles being hit by Patriots, boosters from attacking missiles being hit by Patriots, the Patriots themselves flying around, and the debris from those Patriots hitting the ground, there was a lot of metal flying around. And yet our U.S. air defenders had only seconds to make complex decisions with strategic impact. These awesome humans, along with their Qatari brothers and sisters in arms, stood between a salvo of Iranian missiles and the safety of Al Udeid. They are the unsung heroes of the 21st century United States Army. And I know a lot of you have seen the videos online and the excitement as those Patriots departed their launchers and went up and guided. This really demonstrates the combat capability and capacity of our Army air defenders. Simply stated, they absolutely crushed it.
So that right there was General Dan Caine explaining how the Patriot batteries and the brave heroes, some as young as 21 years old. Think about that for a second. These guys are barely old enough to buy a beer, and they were tasked with shooting down Iran's ballistic missiles, and they got the job done. They stepped up to the plate when their country needed them, and they kept everyone at the air base safe, and not one single Iranian missile hit its target. 13 were shot down. Another one apparently flew off errantly and hit the desert somewhere and was never engaged because I don't know if it malfunctioned or what, but it didn't even get close. The other 13 were blown out of the sky. But that's not the only thing Caine had to say. He also told a story about what it was like when the B-2 bombers returned home, the emotional moment, the tears that were being shed, and then he closed it off by sending a message to America's enemies about how we can find your targets too, and we'll study them, and we'll do the same thing to you that we just did to Iran. Let's roll the tape right now.
When the crews went to work on Friday, they kissed their loved ones goodbye, not knowing when or if they'd be home. Late on Saturday night, their families became aware of what was happening. And on Sunday, when those jets returned from Whiteman, their families were there. Flags flying and tears flowing. I have chills literally talking about this. The jets rejoined into a formation of 4 airplanes followed by a formation of 3 and came up overhead Whiteman proudly in the traffic pattern, pitching out to land right over the base and landing to the incredible cheers of their families who sacrifice and serve right alongside their family members. Like I said, there were a lot of flags and a lot of tears. One commander told me this is a moment in the lives of our families that they will never forget. That, my friends, is what America's Joint Force does. We think, we develop, we train, we rehearse, we test, we evaluate every single day. And when the call comes to deliver, we do so. I could not be more proud standing up here today of our Joint Force. I'm filled with gratitude that I get to tell their story. And as we stand here right now, our forces remain on a high state of readiness in the region, prepared to defend themselves. And one last thing, our adversaries around the world should know that there are other DTRA team members out there studying targets for the same amount of time, and will continue to do so.
That right there was him talking about the moment the bombers returned to Missouri, family members crying, family members very emotional. They just pulled off a 36 to 37 hour round trip flight without stopping, needing to be refueled multiple times along the way to drop their payload of 30,000-pound bunker busters on Fordo and Natanz. Just truly a spectacular reminder of military power that the United States possesses. And then he looked right in the camera and let all of our enemies know we can find your sites too, and we will do the exact same thing to them if we have to. And that is exactly the message we should be sending to our enemies around the world. We are a peaceful people. We want peace. We love peace. We hate war. But if you push us to fight, if you push us into violence, we will absolutely, utterly destroy you. It is that simple. That's the way it's been since the creation of this country. That's the way it needs to remain. Peace through strength. Have a military so strong, nobody would ever dare test it. And that's what we have right now. And that's the example we set. And that's the message we sent around the world. But I want to know what you guys think. Please comment with your thoughts below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Again, it's totally free, costs you nothing, but is a huge boost in the algorithm. Hit the bell. Make sure you click all notifications are turned on. I'll see you guys all next time.